and I was involved in a extremely fatal car crash, which I don't know, it's beyond a miracle that I'm actually here talking to you, because if you see my car, it's like squished and the left side is no longer there. I banged into a limestone brick wall. It was not even a brick wall, it was a limestone wall. It was a boundary wall. I've taken out the whole wall. My car did a 360-degree turn and just crashed into it. And I think nobody, I don't know how it happened. I think I just fell asleep for a bit. And in that moment, somebody came and did crashed into me or something. And I went flying on the other side of the road.
Welcome to the Enlighten Podcast, the enlightened journey of life. Because we're not just here to chase enlightenment, we are here to live life, to embody all aspects of ourselves, to bring the sacred into every day. I'm your host, Jen Hamilton, self-mastery mentor, tantra guide, and sacred rebel at heart. This podcast is a devotion to the art of knowing thyself. Through solo snippets, raw musings, and deep conversations with epic guests, we explore the sacred, the sensual, and the spiritual, diving deep into self-exploration and always leaving you with something to take away. This isn't just a podcast, it's a portal to awaken, to liberate, to remember who you truly are. It is an honor to have you here. Let's get enlightened. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Enlighten Podcast. I'm your host, Jen, and today my very special guest today is Shekher Aryaa. Shekher is a gemologist by profession and has been a mortgage broker for many years, but he knew his mission was to take people on a journey of self-discovery and self-reflection where they could awaken to their true nature and align with their highest purpose. Shekher has always believed that your breath is your life. This conviction led him to Thailand, where he became certified as a SOMA Breathwork Instructor and now facilitates this modality at his retreats as well as in many studios across Australia. He is the founder and creator of Amavi Retreats, which aims to provide their guests a safe and non-judgemental environment where they can release their negative emotions and let go of their fears and anxieties. By inculcating positive thoughts, they feel empowered with higher self-confidence and greater self-worth. I had such a fantastic conversation with Shekher. There was lots of laughs. It was super lighthearted. Plus, he shared with me his near-death experience, which I'm so excited for you to hear the wisdom that has come through that experience for him. So without further ado, let's dive in. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Enlighten Podcast. I'm your host, Jen. I'm joined by a very human being today.
Yes, that's it.
Shekher, welcome to the Enlighten Podcast. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Jen. It's just a pleasure to be here. Just your space is amazing.
Thank
full
you.
Of this, it's called love. It's just raised my level of vibrational energy.
Oh, I love that. Now, we've got some really exciting things to talk to today because I've been wanting to interview someone who's had a near-death experience.
Right.
Because we hear about them all of the time and I'm like, I want to know all of the things. So what happened to you? What was your experience that took you to a near-death experience?
So I've had two near-death experiences.
Oh, you've had two? Oh, okay.
I didn't tell you about the first one.
Let me get the overachieving.
Because I didn't remember myself, but now when I look back, I was 4 days old.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was 4 days old, and I was born in Calcutta, and I was born with a unusual thing in my intestine, which I'm forgetting the name of, but when you first drink your mother's milk, those threads are supposed to dissolve and the milk is supposed to go in. In my case, it didn't.
Right.
And so I couldn't consume anything at all. So my chances of living were like 50-50. So the surgeon said that, we can operate, but again, his chances of survival are 50-50. So I think that was my first near-death experience. Although I was only 4 days old, I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
But I think, the body keeps a score.
Yes, I was just thinking that same thing. I'm like, I wonder how your body responded to that. How did that get programmed in? Yeah.
So, and the second one was about 2.5 years ago. And I was involved in a extremely fatal car crash, which I don't know, it's beyond a miracle that I'm actually here talking to you, because if you see my car, it's like squished and the left side is no longer there. I banged into a limestone brick wall. It was not even a brick wall, it was a limestone wall. It was a boundary wall. I've taken out the whole wall. My car did a 360-degree turn and just crashed into it. And I think nobody, I don't know how it happened. I think I just fell asleep for a bit. And in that moment, somebody came and did like a crashed into me or something. And I went flying on the other side of the road.
Gosh.
And the funny part is that when I woke up, because I think I lost consciousness, I woke up and I was in the hospital and I saw the doctor and I said, I couldn't figure out where I was. And he said, do you remember what happened? I said, no, I don't. And he said, well, you were involved in a car crash. And I had this huge brace around my neck. And I was trying to turn my head to look at him. And he said, hey, don't turn your head because we don't know how serious your neck injuries are and you could become a paraplegic. As soon as I heard that word, I just froze because, I mean, I would rather be dead than become a paraplegic.
I agree. Yeah.
And then those thoughts kept running into my mind, like I just couldn't deal with that. That if I become a paraplegic, what's my life going to be? And not even my life, how would I impact the life of others around me? So luckily for me, I practice Buddhism. So I started chanting a special mantra, which I have. I said, there should not be any surgery. There was a kind of a fracture in my L1 vertebrae, and they said they might perform a surgery. So I kept chanting that, hey, they shouldn't have a surgery. The next day the doctor came and he said, oh, we won't have a surgery. We might put you in a brace. So then I started chanting that I shouldn't be in a brace. And then the next day he came and said, well, if you can walk properly, and we'll release you, we'll let you go the third day. And that's what happened. So when I walked out of the hospital, my daughter was visiting me from Broome, and I went to had dinner straight from the hospital with her, and she said, Dad, you can't imagine that you've actually come out of this car crash because you are looking absolutely fine. And I thought to myself that this is a second lease of life for me. So there has to be a higher purpose.
Yeah.
Because everything that goes wrong in an accident can go wrong, but in my case, everything went right.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the car, the steering wheel airbag didn't blow up because and I was pretty pissed because of that, because how come I've got an Audi and it's supposed to be a really nice car, but this airbag didn't blow up. And my doctor said that it's good it didn't blow up because the side ones the side was impacted, so they blew up, but your steering wheel didn't blow up because it caused injuries in your neck, in your nose, and sometimes that's even worse.
It can be worse. Yeah.
So I was just saved. I was lucky. It's beyond a miracle. So when you come out of that experience, I guess everybody starts reevaluating their lives.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So if somebody asks me like, hey, how's your day going, and how you been, or I said every day I just get up from the bed and the first thing I say, I'm so happy to be alive.
Yeah.
That's the first gratitude. That's the first appreciation I have, is that I'm alive, because so many people go to bed the night before and they don't get to see the morning sunlight.
Yeah. What a blessing it is to see the sunrise the next day.
So just the fact that you are able to do that is a blessing. And for me, it's like it was a life-changing moment, because I knew I was on the spiritual path and I had to do the retreats, and because I went through a divorce, that's how I started attending retreats on my own. And I wanted to have my own retreats where people can come and I can provide them tools to heal. And that's how I got into the retreats industry. And so that was my motivation to provide that same space to others. And the reason is that when you have that like this kind of an out of body experience, of whatever you may call it, you realize that all these years you've been doing things for yourself, but it's now time to give back It's time to be of service to others. And that's the whole driving force behind my retreats, is that I can provide that healing space. I'm not a healer. I don't say that I'm a healer. I just provide them the tools, because everybody has to do their own work. You have to heal yourself. I'm not a magician. I can't heal you. I can only give you the tools. And that's how I became a breathwork instructor. So after my accident, I said, well, I have to, because I was always very interested in breathwork. I've been doing all kinds of breathwork because I come from India, so we're exposed to that. So I've done Ravi Shankar's, which is Art of Living. I've done that breathwork. I've done, I follow a mystic called Sadhguru. So I've done his engineering breathwork. But this breathwork that I'm doing now is a breathwork called SOMA, and it's based on a very ancient pranayama technique called Kumbhaka, which is all about breath retention. So we are holding our breath on the exhale and the inhale.
Right.
And we're building up carbon dioxide in our bodies. And that carbon dioxide is very important because it carries, the carbon dioxide molecules carry the oxygen molecules to the places in your body that are exhausted or they need it. So it's the transporter of oxygen.
Right.
So unlike people say, oh, we just need oxygen, we do need a certain amount of carbon dioxide as well.
Yeah. Wow. I would love to circle back to what was life like before the accident. How did you take life for granted before the accident?
I think everybody does.
Yeah.
It's just not me. I think everybody just, gets up in the morning and they take the breath for granted.
Oh, absolutely we do.
We make such a lot of fuss about what we eat. Oh, we are eating organic, we are eating this, we are vegan, we are doing all kinds of stuff. And we are drinking, all kinds of water,
Celery
hydrogenated
juice.
water, and this celery juice. Yeah, and we're drinking all this Kangen water, and we make such a fuss about all the water that we are drinking, but nobody pays attention to breath. And that is pranayama. So pranayama means life force, life energy. And that is, so when you're born, the first thing that you do is take a breath, and that's how life begins. And when you die, the last thing you do is you exhale, and that's how life ends. And in between, I always say that life is a series of inhales and exhales.
Yeah, it is.
And in between, we are just, enjoying all the breathtaking views like you have here right now. So, it's, and, just people, we do about 20 to 22,000 breaths per day as human beings. But we don't consciously make an effort to really focus on it.
Yeah.
And we just go about a day just, doing exercise, doing this, doing that. But nobody's consciously focusing on the breath.
No.
And that is what is actually, you can go without water for days, you can go without food for days, but you can't go without your breath or air for, maybe 5-10 minutes, But I guess now people are getting aware, and my whole purpose of doing breath work is to create awareness, so people are consciously, in fact, most of the people that I've, who come to my sessions, the first thing I tell them that first check whether you're breathing correctly. So if you just put your left hand on your stomach and your right hand on your chest, and you take a deep breath in, you'll see what is rising first. Is it your chest or is it your belly that's rising first? So if it's your chest that's rising first, that means it's a shallow breath.
Yeah.
So the air is not going into your organs. It's just sitting here. So the first thing to do is to breathe correctly, and that is through your diaphragm.
Yes.
So just imagine there are 2 nostrils in your belly.
Yeah.
And you're breathing through your belly. And then it's easier for that. You can imagine that.
I love that. It was it was Tantra that taught me so much more. And I've done like so much breath work and stuff in the past before, but it was Tantra that really helped me understand it and work with it.
It's everything in life, I think, is about not even, it's like, because that is your life force, that is your life energy.
It is.
And I'm just surprised that people are just not paying attention to it.
Do you just want to go around shaking everybody? Like,
no, I don't.
Wake up and breathe.
Maybe that's why they named me Shekher. I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's
that
right.
That's my life's purpose.
It's been right in front of you the whole time. Yeah.
You just made my life purpose so clear.
That's what I do.
Where were you all these years?
Were you conscious of your breath prior to the accident?
Yes, I was, because I have been doing different forms of breath work. So I was always conscious of but I didn't realize how important it was after attending the program. I went to Thailand, became certified in that SOMA Breathwork. I didn't really realize how important it was. I mean, subconsciously, unconsciously, I knew that it was, you had to pay attention to it. But I didn't realize how, significant it was. That to breathe correctly and to really, I'm not saying that to do my breath work is just just being conscious of how you're breathing. So Soma breathwork is based on this ancient Kumbhaka technique that I was saying. And they've done studies in Cambridge universities now that the species that live the longest, like the whales, they live for 150 to 200 years, they have the lowest rate of breath per minute. So they are breathing 3 to 4 breaths per minute. And dogs pant, and they have 60 to 70 breaths per minute, and they live only to 15, 20 years.
Okay, that makes
Human
sense.
beings, they've done a lot of all different kind of species, but human beings, we can consciously, control our rate of breath. So we can breathe faster, or we can breathe slower. But the premise behind Soma breathwork is that if you do this on a regular basis, you unconsciously start breathing and lowering your rate of breath. So it's ingrained in your unconscious mind.
Yeah, to just breathe that way.
To breathe that way. So even when you're working out, you're breathing at a lower space than the others.
Do you feel as though we only have a certain number of breaths per lifetime?
That's what the Hindu philosophy says, that we are born with a certain number of breaths. So if we can prolong our breath, we prolong our life.
We live longer. So what I'm hearing is don't do cardio at the gym.
No. Do cardio.
Me on the stair machine this morning, I'm like,
do cardio, but breathe properly.
Yeah. I was like, is this just like shaving time off my life on this fucking stair machine? Yeah.
There goes the stick. Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that just be conscious of your breath. That's it. And, pay more attention to it. And you'll be surprised that I do free sessions at my gym. But there are very few attendees because everybody wants to focus on the exterior, but nobody wants to go inside.
Yeah.
So they're all pumping iron, they're doing the weights, they're doing the strength training. I'm also doing the strength training with them, but still.
Yeah.
And I keep wondering that even though it's a free workshop, there's so many people, the younger generation I'm talking about, they are so fixated on looking good on the outside, but they're not paying attention to the inside.
Yeah.
So I generally feel that there should be more awareness. And now it's become kind of a fad that everybody's doing breath work. But and the idea behind doing breath work is to deactivate your nervous system. So it deactivates the parasympathetic nervous system. But the breath work that most of people in Australia are doing is the holotropic breath work, which activates the nervous system.
Yes.
And that is actually dangerous.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of it. The fact is that you can do it maybe once to have an emotional release, but you can't do it every day. It'll drive you crazy.
No. And holotropic, is that the same as breath of fire?
Yeah, the same kind. It's like really fast. And
fast and rapid. I have heard a lot of things that it's not only is it activating the breath and activating the sympathetic nervous system response, but also it can activate like just constant levels of like anger, frustration, like you are bringing up heat, you're creating heat in the body, and those heat related emotions in the body. Absolutely. And it's not the state that we want to be in.
It's okay to have an emotional release where you can just, get rid of that emotional baggage that you're carrying once, maybe, but it's not something that you would do every day. My breath work is only 20 minutes and you can do that every day. And the fact is, this is called energized meditation. So it puts you in a meditative state. But when you come out of the state, when you finish your breath work, you actually have a lot of energy. You have a lot of focus, you have concentration, you have clarity, purpose. So, and you are more proactive instead of being reactive. So it basically grounds you.
So it's like coffee.
Yeah.
But accessible
I like
anytime.
that. I like that comparison.
Yeah, what I'm hearing
Maybe I'll
from
start
you-
drinking coffee now.
Yeah.
Decaf.
I've been off coffee for a couple of weeks now. And it's really funny because I'm like, there's nothing quite like that little buzz that you get, but it was time for a break for a little bit. I'm also thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm getting to the end of the day and I'm realizing I'm tired. I'm like, do I need breath work or do I need caffeine?
Maybe you can have decaf.
I have decaf.
Yeah.
I do have decaf coffee if I do
But
feel
then
like
what's
one.
the point?
I know. It's like, what's the point? It's so funny because it's ritual as well.
Right.
Like there's like the morning, get up, make a cup of coffee.
It's a habit.
Or if I'm like when my partner's visiting from Perth, like we go to the coffee shop. That's what we do. We take the dog for a walk to the coffee shop to get coffee. And I don't really go there if I don't, if he's not here. I'm like, I've got a really good coffee machine here. And I drink like just the bag coffees, the Italian espresso coffees. That does me perfectly.
Yeah. When I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is to have a chili margarita.
A chili margarita. Wow, you do live an extraordinary life between breaths. Whatever floats your boat.
That's my go-to.
You're like, I've nearly died.
Yeah.
Fuck the rules.
Let's have a chili margarita. What better way to wake up?
I love that. I mean, like I have such an aversion to chili, so
Is
it
it?
would wake me up. Yeah.
Okay. No, but,
No, I can't have chili. I can't have anything hot. I was my mum will love me sharing this story. I was pretty much tortured as a child.
Right.
So when I was growing up, my mum thought the best thing to do if we swore was to put extra hot chili sauce in our mouth and hold it there. And so I did that a number of times. And it didn't work because I still, drop F-bombs like a sailor. But I can't eat anything hot. I can't even stand pepper.
Right,
Can't handle the heat. So no chili margarita for me, thanks.
So my mom used to put soap in our mouth. If we used to like.
I would have rather the soap.
So I don't understand it. I never did that to my kids.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't
That's
imagine.
trauma. That's trauma.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine doing that. Times have changed, haven't they?
Yeah. So it's amazing how we are raising our kids totally different from how we were raised.
So differently. Like these days, I saw something recently. I actually sent there was a link that I saw to an article. I sent it to the family group, which was like, because there was these children like suing their parents for getting hit with wooden spoons early on. I'm like, I can't even remember
that.
how many wooden spoons got broken on our butts growing up.
We came from India, and we were like, in India, you don't really, like, if you hit your kid or just slap him, it's not considered, abuse. It's just like, no, it's normal. So my son was 4 years old when we moved here to Australia, and he comes home one day from his school and says, so I think my ex just gave him just a little
light slam.
like a slide on his butt or something. He said, "No, don't do that. I'll report you, and I'll tell my school, and I'll report you to the police and this and that." And he was like 7 years old, and I'm like, where is he getting this from?
Yeah.
It's like, so here I think it's a totally different way of bringing up.
Yeah, and I think like I know like for my generation that we did experience being hit and abused. And for me, it's like I could not do that to my children. Like not once have I raised a hand to my children. In fact, I know that if they're going through something or if they're acting out, they need love more than anything. Like they need me to be supportive of them, to, meet them with like kindness and care and compassion, not violence.
Not violence, yes. And that's another thing that I actually do at my retreats. I do a workshop on attachment styles.
Oh, yeah.
So it's when you say that, in the kind of care that you're given as a child from your parents or from your caregiver, that shapes your adult relationships.
Definitely
when you grow up.
Does. Yeah.
So I'm totally for being that kind of a parent where actually you are the child's believe that they're heard and they're seen and there's somebody that can look after them and they can go to and speak to instead of hiding from them or self-soothing. Yeah, because that is very detrimental, and all the attachment styles when they grow up, it's amazing how your childhood shapes all those
everything.
in
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah, I know. And then like I get into my 30s and I've got my head in the bucket in an ayahuasca ceremony going, why am I a little fucked up?
Even the plant medicine can't understand, like, hey, who
Yeah.
is this person?
I get into
What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, I get into ceremonies and I'm like, oh, here we go again. There's another layer of it.
Oh my
But
God.
I truly feel as though like I have that understanding of like what I don't want to be to my children.
Right.
And like I don't blame my parents at all for any of it because they grew up in a very different time as well. My mum grew up in a very strict Italian household. So her version of like nurturing us as children was very different to how she was nurtured. And look, my kids will probably end up being therapy as well in 20 years time. Like who knows? Like surely there's something I'm doing that's not going to be in alignment with them as they grow up.
I think we all have trauma. It just depends on what level of trauma we have.
Yeah.
And how serious the trauma was. But everybody goes through trauma, I guess. You know, I don't think there's any person out there who says, oh, I'm trauma free. And it's always a work in progress because you're never healed 100%.
Yeah.
You're constantly, trying to get rid of those triggers and healing and, closing those wounds, so it's a work in progress, like I always say.
It is.
And we can't blame our parents because they are doing their best, what they could.
Exactly. And I really respect my parents for, what they brought to the table because like times were tough back then as well.
Very tough, very
tough.
And, we don't realize what they have gone through. And I was having this conversation with my daughter who's 28 and she's visiting me now. And she said, Dad, I have this thing. I'm writing a letter, email to you that you and Mom have been like this and this. And, and that's why I'm like this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So the whole blame is us. Like we are to blame for you being like this, which to an extent, yes. Maybe I was not emotionally available for them that time when growing up. I was busy doing my work or whatever. But you can't put the 100% blame on us because we are doing the best what we can on what we know. Everybody's trying to do the best for the kids.
Exactly that.
So it's just a matter of perception. It's just a matter of them really understanding where we are. So I had that open conversation with her that, hey, this is why I behave like this, and maybe there's some shortcomings in me, but that doesn't mean that, you can't use that as a crutch.
Yes.
People are sexually abused. There's so many things that happen to people as kids, but they become like really different, like amazing people. They don't use that as a crutch and become a victim.
Yes, exactly.
And play a victim all the time.
Yeah.
You have to use your experiences to really propel you. So I always say that pain pushes you till your purpose and vision pull you.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So unless you go through that pain, you won't be able to really make a change or make something beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm actually writing a book also right now.
Yeah.
It's called The Power of Pain. So I always say that a person who hasn't experienced pain will not be, they say that, in other words, like hungry dogs run the fastest. So unless you have that fire in the belly, that something that pushes you to really make a difference. And I'm not just saying just about difference in society or human, just to become motivated. There has to be a purpose, and a lot of people, when you look at their life, a lot of people who become like really, let's say, for example, Gabor Mate, like if you listen to his story, it's absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
And he himself goes to a therapist every week.
Yeah.
He's like a huge therapist himself, but he goes to a therapist every week. So I guess the trauma is there in everybody. It's just a matter of how severe it is.
Yeah.
And
what you do with it.
And what you do with it.
Yeah.
And how you've been able to, heal those wounds over a period of time. So whether you're becoming a victim or you're using that as a springboard, to do something about it.
Did you find that when you had the car accident a few years ago, that became a springboard for you to what really started to shift in your life after the accident?
So the thing is that once you have that kind of a near-death experience, you realize how fragile your life is. You can't take it for granted because I could be dead the next moment. And people say that, oh, I'll do this when I'm 65. I'll do this when I'm 70. or I'll do this. They keep, they don't, whatever they are passionate about, or they have a dream. Like I also, when I was doing my retreats, I wanted to do the retreats business for such a long time. And I was like really sick with COVID. And I thought to myself, I was like really sick. I was nearly hospitalized. And I thought to myself that if I die now, what will be my biggest regret? And I said, I always wanted to do these wellness, retreats. I always wanted to take people from Australia to India and make them see, actually experience the true India, the true flavor of India, the cultural experience. Not just go into a room and, check into a hotel and do some sightseeing, but actually interact with people. They actually, learn to cook, learn to fish, learn to do the dances, the way the costumes, so I wanted to give them that experience at the grassroots level. And when I was like, this was 2020, and I was sick, really sick. And I thought to myself, if I die now, what is going to be my biggest regret? And it just came to me that I had to do this, because this is what I've been avoiding. I said, oh, I'll do this one day, but that day never comes. You keep postponing it. So that's the biggest thing that I get. And I always encourage people that whatever you're thinking of doing, you're passionate about, just do it. Don't say it, I'm going to do this when I'm this, like I've started learning the bachata, which is a Latin dance. I always thought I'll do it one day, but I just jumped into it. I started doing it. My son is a DJ, professional DJ in Melbourne, and on his 21st, he's 20 now, and on his 21st birthday, I said I'll be playing with you, like a father and son at a Melbourne club.
Oh yeah!
And and I just bought my DJ deck. I'm just doing it because I'm not going to postpone it.
Yeah.
So I'm learning how to DJ now.
Yeah.
So, there are certain things in life which you just feel that you'll do it one day, and you never get to do them. And when you're I don't want to be on my deathbed and I'm thinking, hey, I didn't do that. I wish I could do that.
And we all think that our deathbed is like, we're in our 80s, 90s, or 100. We always think that we're going to just be like just old and wrinkly and surrounded by family, which is great if that is the case for you. But your deathbed was potentially that moment you had the accident.
Yes. I can never forget that moment when he said that you can become a paraplegic.
Oh, that must be. If someone said to me, you're going to die, or like you're going to be a paraplegic, like just knock me right off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was just something. And I actually, after a few months, I went to the beach and I saw this girl. She removed her artificial leg at the beach and then went into the water. And I started crying because I said, hey, that could have been me.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
And I'm so fortunate that I came out of that accident without any injury, without a coma, without any kind of like physical injury. I still have everything. I still go to the gym. I'm lifting weights. I'm still doing everything. I don't have a mental issue
that you know
of.
No.
That's
been diagnosed.
That's been diagnosed. I have a lot of mental issues, which have been diagnosed.
We call it character building.
I like that. I'm going to use that. So I think we all are just, going every day. We're just waking up every morning and just going about our lives, just busy lives. And, it's so important to really take out time for ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just don't see that people doing that.
No, everyone's just in such a rush.
Just running here, running there, doing this grocery. I have to do this, I have to do that. Where is the time for yourself? And that's all about self-love and self-care.
Yeah. And people don't seem to value that for themselves and what a difference it can make just to your overall health, just to create that time and space for self.
And even when I ran my first retreat, which is about 2.5 years ago in WA, in Perth, there's a place called Yalinga, which is south of Perth. And it was a 3 days, 2 nights retreat. And there was a lady who was who had a big serious case of domestic violence who came, and she was there only for 3 days, 2 nights. And when she went back, she said that I'm not on any medication.
Wow.
I have better relationship with my children, better relationship with my sister, with my mother, in just a matter of 3 days and 2 nights. And I was like shocked at how is it possible? Because because I'm regularly in touch with my people who have come to my retreats. And I was talking to her about my India retreat in October. I said, hey, would you like to come to my India retreat? And she said, I would love to. And she said, and I said, how are you traveling? And she said, I have not had a medicine after your retreat. It was like a 360-degree, turn.
Wow.
I just gave up. And I couldn't believe it. I said, is that really possible? Because I think when you are alone with yourself, you go inside, you have time to really, there's no mobile phones, there's no computers, there's nothing, there's no kids around you, you're totally in the solitude with like-minded people, and you're inspiring each other. You're listening to their stories, and you're thinking, oh, my life is so good. So
I'm actually okay.
I asked one of my participants who was coming back to my second retreat. And I said, Leanne, there's hundreds of retreats out there. Why are you coming back to mine? What is special about my retreat? So she said, she looks at me and says, I can't forget this. And she said, we don't feel that you are above us. You are one of us. We feel that we can come and, tell you our issues. In fact, she said, you're more fucked up than all of us put together.
That's what you want to hear. Yeah.
You're more fucked up than all of us put together. I said, is that a compliment?
Yeah, the fucked up in me honors the fucked up in you.
So that was like, it's an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Because I'm not here to say I'm better than you.
No.
I'm just as good or bad as you are.
Yeah. And I always always open space for that for clients, especially to see that are coming for coaching or mentoring or, any sort of, like day events, workshops or whatever. Just because I'm teaching this doesn't make me exempt from, the challenges that life presents.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are many people, like I attended a retreat in Bali last year, and this lady thought that she was a goddess, that she was, she had this thing with source, and there was no agenda, nothing, whatever came to her mind that day, we do that. So we were just running around, doing whatever she wanted us to do. And it was like, it was so strange to actually experience that as a retreat leader myself. That how can a person like that act as though, she was God herself?
Yeah.
And people were actually like looking her with awe and this thing that, oh, wow.
And you're like, I don't get it.
I don't understand this,
Wow.
So there are people out there who are, I think, just using their charm to really make this more of a money-making business rather than giving back to the people.
Exactly.
Rather than, encouraging to become healed.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's kind of it was sad to see that.
And I truly feel like there's someone for everyone out there. And if she's got people that are flying internationally to Bali, something's working for her.
Yes, I guess. But I'm just surprised that somebody can actually say that I'm a healer and I'm here to heal you.
I get so activated by that. I'm like, no, you're not. You can inspire someone and you can teach someone how to heal themselves. But I see so often people going outside of themselves for what they need. People even go outside of themselves for a relationship with God.
Right.
As well, or the divine creator source, whatever we want to call it, I used to believe that. I grew up in a very Catholic household, Italian Catholic household. And it was, going to church was the only way to acknowledge God on, a weekly basis. And if you didn't, then that was a sin.
Correct.
So there's so many conditions that I think religion has infiltrated spirituality essentially. And to me, and this is the thing, spirituality is whatever you decide it to be.
Right.
That's my perspective of it, is that spirituality is your relationship to self and something outside of yourself if you choose it to be.
Right.
And then you can add all the bells and whistles onto it to get to however you want it to be in that way. Right. I have 100, Oracle and Tarot decks there. Right. They support me to go, okay, what do I need to hear? What can I hear? People want to use pendulums. It's the relationship that you get to have inside.
Correct.
That's all it is.
And you really don't need to do like people even go for plant medicine and this, they do this. Again, you're depending on an outside source. You don't have to.
This episode of the Enlifen podcast is proudly sponsored by the Sanctuary of Self, your portal to self-discovery and creating a sanctuary within. At the Sanctuary of Self, our philosophy is rooted in the belief that true transformation begins with knowing yourself deeply. Here you will find my signature programs. It's the home of all of my Tantra offerings, including in-person sessions in Brisbane, workshops and trainings all around Australia. I invite you to start with the Flourish Collective membership, a nurturing sanctuary for personal growth and transformation. This membership offers a greenhouse of resources, including workbooks, meditations, and soulful self-paced practices designed to help you cultivate alignment, purpose, and self-love. At only $44 per month with no lock-in contract, you can access an abundance of resources, videos, ebooks, meditations, and workshops with new content added monthly. Head to sanctuaryofself.love for all the juicy details. Yeah.
You just to go inside.
Yep.
And that's how the soma was actually a plant in ancient, India. And people were making a paste out of it. And they were drinking it because they thought that they could connect straight to God through this channel. But then that soma got depleted, it got finished, and then they decided, like, what do we do next?
Oh no, yeah, our supplies run out to God.
So they said, okay, let's go inside. And that's how that breath work originated.
Right.
So they started, doing that breath work to connect to God.
Yeah.
Instead of depending on something outside. So I'm 100% sure that if you can just go inside and be with yourself,
yes,
connect with yourself. You may connect with your inner child or whatever you may want to call it, but just connect with your true self. You'll get all the answers. You don't have to be, going to the temples or going worshiping this God or doing that. It's just, I think if you can just do good deeds and help, be of service to humankind, I think that's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything more.
Yeah. I heard this thing recently. I can't remember where it was or what platform I heard it on, but it was almost like saying so many people are doing prayer incorrectly. So people close their eyes and they ask for what they want. They ask God for what they want. And prayer is more about gratitude, being grateful for what you do have.
Absolutely.
And that really resonated with me because I recently read the first 3 books of Conversations with God. Changed my life.
Okay.
Changed my life. It was just the most beautiful way of like just summing up what God is, who God is, what God is all about. And it touched on every topic. Like it touched on religion, it touched on sexuality, it touched on parenting, it touched on relationships. It touched on, there's actually a chapter in it called Hitler Went to Heaven. And it talks about heaven and hell, good and bad, right and wrong. And the perspective of it is just so beautiful. And then I look at some of the teachings that I've learned, through esoteric philosophy and, especially through my Tantra training. And I'm going, but if we just come back to what this book teaches, where everything is as it is and there is no bias of good and bad, in the eyes of a God that you get to decide if you want that to be true, then that's true for you, and I was like, wow.
And it's all about intention.
Always.
So somebody asked me, what are your 5 goals for this year? And I said, I don't have goals. All I have now are intentions.
Yes.
So I intend to be like this. I intend, my intention, that's my intention, is something which is, so powerful. Like you just close your eyes. Like I do, like I take a glass of water every morning and I close it with my hand.
Yeah.
And I have like 20 different intentions every day. And I just say them and then I drink that water because that water has energy.
Yes.
And you're actually drinking that energy.
That frequency.
Yeah. Right? So I went to this Japanese sound bowl a few weeks ago, and it's on my Facebook. The lady, she did it's a special sound. I've never seen a Japanese sound bowl before. They've seen the crystal bowls and the Tibetan bowl, but never a Japanese sound bowl. So this lady is a Japanese, and she has a beautiful spa in Mount Tamarind, Ryokan Spa, and she does the sound healing ceremonies there. And she was doing that thing, the frequency, it created a 6-point star in the water.
Wow.
right in front of my eyes. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
That frequency was so powerful that it created a 6-point star, and a perfectly shaped 6-point star.
Wow.
Jen, it was absolutely mind-boggling.
See, that's the stuff I love. I love the work of, Dr. Emoto. He was a Japanese scientist. And there's actually, if you Google, if you go onto YouTube and look up Dr. Emoto, Emoto.
Right.
And he's done this documentary on intention into water.
Right.
And when you, he does this experiment, he has 3 cups of rice or beakers of rice that are all covered.
Right.
And then you put intention of love into it. You put intention of hate and anger into the other one. And then you leave the other one alone completely. Right. And you can start to see the one that had the intention of hate and anger grew mold very quickly.
Wow.
And the one with love it went a bit funky, but not as like black mold and nasty. And the other one just kind of like did its own thing. Right. And so that you see this in plants as well when you talk to your plants.
That's what I've seen.
Yes.
You can talk to your plants and they grow.
Yes.
With love. But if you say the same bad words to the plants, they'll just die.
Exactly. Or the energy of the house.
Right.
Exactly that. And so there is so much beyond, what we understand and can comprehend in the energetic space.
And I think it's all about, again, I said, when you raise your level of vibrational energy and you're one with the universe, I mean, we all are connected somehow. I think I'm connected to you. I'm connected to the plants. I'm connected. I feel connected.
Yes.
When I'm in this space right now in your room, I feel there's a different energy. I feel that it's a calming, I'm connected, it's a different level of energy.
It is. It is.
So I guess you have to raise that.
Yeah. And we talk, like, so many people talk about like raising your frequency and high vibes and all of the thing. And it's only when you start to understand what energy and frequency actually is. Like, there is no such thing as a bad frequency or a bad emotion. Don't even get me started on good and bad emotions, because they're all just emotions.
And emotions it's from your thoughts, basically.
Exactly. It's a response in the body based on what's going on in your mind. Right. Yeah. And breath work can help you support through that.
If you can change your thoughts, you can change your whole, biology of your body. Yeah. So, I have a trick to that. So if a bad thought comes to my mind, I quickly change it with 3 positive thoughts. I stop it there, and I consciously think of 3 good things, and automatically that bad thought goes away. Yes. It's like that 5-second rule that Mel Robbins is talking about. Yeah. I love Mel Robbins. Yeah. It's really interesting. This was years and years and years ago, I was flying to Melbourne with my mum, and we'd missed the cutoff by about 2 minutes to check our luggage in. So we missed our flight. Oh. And she was like so negative about it. And I was like, Mom, it's fine. Like, we're just not meant to be on that plane. We're not meant to be on that timeline. Like, we're literally on the next flight. It's fine. We can just stop and have a cup of coffee for a couple of hours. It's no worries. And she, like, it was really starting to annoy me when she was just constantly negative. And I was like, right, for every negative thing you say, you have to say 3 positive things. Yeah. And she started to get it. And then I'd be like, and go again. Like, we're going to out-posit. And it's not, I don't want to, discount feelings that are of frustration. We don't want to like spiritually bypass as well. But the more you hang out in that negative mindset, the more you're just going to experience that energy. And it's like, you get a choice. Do you want to hang out in that, or do you want to change your vibration? Do you want to change your feeling? Do you want to change the energy in the room? And you can. Yeah. You can. Easily. You can. Yeah. It's not something that, I mean, if you really want to, you can. Yes. You can do it. And that's why I keep telling my kids as well. If you're complaining, I'm guilty of that too. Because about a few weeks ago, I woke up and it was cold, and I kept thinking to myself, and they said, "Come to the Gold Coast." They said, and I picked up my phone, looked at the weather, 9 degrees. I said, "What the?" I didn't sign up for this. I mean, I was like complaining. I got up. Now I have to go into the bathroom. It's freezing there. And then, it's like the flooring is so cold. And I was like complaining. Everything was complained. The moment I woke up, Yeah. And then I opened the windows and I saw this fantastic sunlight. And some kind of a wave of gratitude just came over me. And I said, why am I complaining? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting to see this beautiful sunlight. I've got a new day. I'm living a new day.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, changed my whole thought process.
Yeah.
I said, instead of complaining, I should be grateful,
Yes.
that I'm actually being able to live another day.
Yes.
You know?
And like, if you ever want to feel better about how cold it is, just look at Melbourne's weather.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Just call the kids and be like,
yeah,
how
hi,
cold is it? And then you're like, it's not too bad here.
I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, there's so much in the power of reframing as
it's
well.
It's just a matter of perspective, how you perceive it.
Yeah.
So if you change your perspective,
absolutely,
you change the whole scenario.
Yeah. I want to give the listeners a bit of a takeaway because, we talked about being able to, see things from a different perspective, like especially what you experienced about, don't sweat the small stuff essentially that you started to embody after the accident. What are some key takeaways that you can give the audience if they're feeling in a bit of a funk and you're like, just go and do the thing. And they're like, but I can't do the thing. And you're like, no, go and do the thing. It's like, get the DJ decks, do this, do that. If someone's feeling really just stuck and they can't see outside of the walls that they've built around themselves, essentially, where do they start?
I think the mistake that we make is that we want to change overnight, and it's not going to happen. So you're going to say, oh, tomorrow I'm not going to start eating, I'm becoming a vegan, or I'm going to start doing this, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to, you have these big goals, which are huge.
Yeah.
And my advice, or my what I've realized is that you change 1% every day. You become better 1% every day.
Yeah.
Don't strive to become 100%, better. Just go one small step at a time. So if you want to maybe, do something which is like really in your mind, which you wanted to do, maybe a 10-kilometer run.
Yeah.
Just start with, walking first, kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. Take it slowly. Take it step by
build
step.
up to it.
Don't, because you're setting yourself up for failure. Because if you can't do that, then you say you're disappointed.
Yes.
And then you procrastinate.
Yes.
And then you say, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. So you're giving up before you even started.
Yeah. And then because how you are in small ways is how you're in all ways.
Right.
So if you give up in one way, you're like, well, fuck the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. It's not for me. And you'll make your brain makes all kind of excuses because that's your safe space.
Yes.
It doesn't want you to do something new.
Yeah.
So you have to really stop in small baby steps, incremental steps. Like I have a T-shirt which says 1% better every day.
Yeah, I love that.
That's it. That's my takeaway. That when I was recovering from my accident, like they told me not to go to the gym for 6 months, and I was devastated because I'm a gym junkie. I love the gym, and for me it was like, how am I going to survive?
Yeah,
for 6 months. But then I went back. I didn't start doing 100 kilos deadlifts the first day. It took me a year to reach back there. I did it slowly. So the same way, if you have a goal in mind, just do small steps every day and become better, 1% better every day.
I love that. I really love that. And that's what it's all about, because like it's about the journey, and you can go out and you can buy the DJ decks and you can.
Yeah. And I'm not going to be a DJ. I'm not going to be playing in the clubs overnight. I'm just listening to one song every day and trying to see, okay, how do I incorporate this? What do I do with it?
Yeah. What's been anything that sort of comes to mind for you that's really stood out of one thing that you have gone, I'm just going to do it, and it's been amazing for you?
I always had a fear of living alone. And I was in Perth for 15 years and I got separated. Then I got a divorce. And I have been, as an Indian family, we've always lived together. But even with parents while growing up, we lived with our parents. And so I've always been surrounded by people. And that fear of living alone was so, it was so powerful that I always wanted to move, but that fear just kept me. Yeah. And my son actually sent me a thing on Instagram. This is 2 years ago. He sent me an Instagram thing which it says that you're never too old or you're never too late to make your next move. And I still remember I get that Instagram from my son. and something just shifted in me.
Yeah.
And he said, "You're never too old." Because I said, "Oh, I'm too old to go there. I'm too in
Yeah.
a new city. I'm a single man. At my age, I'll make new friends. How will I survive? What will I do? And when he sent me that post, he said, "You're never too old, or you're never too late to make your next move." That just was the motivation for me to move. And I came here. I started living on my own. And believe me, I have no fear for anything now.
Yeah.
Because once you conquer your biggest fear,
The biggest one. Yeah.
you don't have fear for anything else.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
for me, I would always say that, hey, that fear just is like, fear means, like, I say that it is fear everything and run.
Yeah.
FEAR.
Yep.
Or face everything and rise.
Yeah. Love
So
it.
there are two ways of looking at it. So you can face everything and rise. And that's what happened to me.
Yep.
I faced my fear. And for me, I think I have no fear except for skydiving.
Guess what we're doing next week?
I have a fear of heights.
I took a client skydiving once because she had a big amount of fear.
I have done skydiving.
Yeah. Oh,
but I have not got over that fear though.
I love it. I've been about like 6 or so times.
Really?
I love it because to me, skydiving and even bungee jumping, cold plunging in the ocean, whatever it is,
Right.
I always find that there's a new version of myself that I get to meet on the other side of the very thing that would hold most people back.
Right.
And so for me, it's if I and I love the adrenaline feeling. Right. Like I love the fuck yeah, I did that.
Right.
I love that feeling, but I love that it promotes this sense of this fear or uneasiness inside. But the person that you are on the other side of that is so strong and so empowered, and controlled environments as well. Like there are certain things that I just wouldn't do because it's not safe.
Right.
But if I'm strapped to someone, or if I've got something, wrapped around my ankles to make sure I, get pulled back on a rope, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's how you build self-confidence.
Absolutely it does. Yeah.
Because that's how you build self-worth.
Yes.
Because you are
yourself.
capable of doing things which are outside your comfort zone.
Yes. Yes.
And when you do those things, you actually are building your self-worth and your self-confidence.
Yes. And life begins outside of your comfort zone.
Right.
Like staying comfortable is to stay stuck.
Correct.
It's that's not living.
And a lot of people become comfortable with the uncomfortableness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So when you become comfortable with the uncomfortableness, automatically you don't want to take that step outside the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's what holds you back.
There's I see so many people being held back by going, I couldn't do that.
Right.
And it's like, why? Because you've told yourself you can't.
and I think that's our limiting beliefs.
Yes.
So once you overcome those, like I had a limiting belief, I can't live alone. I don't want to live alone.
See, I love it.
But now I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it.
It's so good.
Sometimes my daughters, my kids say, "Hey, we must get a partner. You must get." I said, "I don't need somebody.
Yeah,
I'm happy with myself.
Yeah.
Why do I have to place my happiness with somebody else? I'd love to have somebody as a companion, but my happiness is not depending on that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a selfish attitude then.
Exactly that. Gosh, we could talk for hours and hours about all of the things. I'm so thrilled that you were here today and that we got to talk about so many of your experiences and your wisdom as well. I do have a final question though before we wrap up. To you, what is the meaning of life?
We only get one shot at life, I think. And to me, the meaning of life is just being happy. And happiness, I've realized, I always thought I'll do this, I'll get the car, I'll get the house. And I've done, if I have so much money in the bank, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But I've realized that I think happiness and, if I move to this city, I'll be happier.
Yeah.
But it's just, you can't, there's a saying that you can't change history by changing geography. So you can move to a new place, you can get things, you can do things, but you have to be happy with yourself. You have to find that happiness inside you.
Yeah.
And so it's very easy for me to say that, but it's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort to really be at peace with yourself and to enjoy your own company. So you are really they say that if you are There's a saying which I'm forgetting now, but there's a saying which says that if you are alone and you're not happy, that means you're in bad company.
Yes, I know the saying. Yes. Yeah.
So if you don't enjoy your own company, then there's something wrong.
I used to be like that. I used to like be scared of my own company and being alone. Right. Now I'm just like, when are we scheduling in alone time?
Yeah. So everybody needs that, and everybody needs to understand that, every day spend 10 times just with yourself. Just go inside, just go to a quiet corner of the house, just sit with yourself for 10 minutes, not more, and just connect with your inner self and just see what's going on. And you'll find the answers within you.
Just breathe.
Just breathe and come to the retreats, because I think it's a great way to meet like-minded people. And with people who have all come to my retreats, they've all become great friends. They keep in touch. They catch up for coffees. They've made their own community, and the whole idea. And then that's why I'm taking the retreat to India now in October. So it's more of a cultural immersion, like I said. So I've combined 3 elements, which are wellness, adventure, and cultural immersion, as I'm calling it. It's a 10 days, 9 nights package. And so the first 3 days are all about, interacting with the local people, learning the culture, imbibing, the traditions, the land. And the next 6 days are all about adventure and wellness. So there's yoga, breath work, sound healing every day. There's forest bathing, there's tree plantation, there's Sufi dancing, there's, going to temples, houseboat day. There's a Ayurvedic day, where you actually get to go with the Ayurvedic doctor, and he prescribes you the treatments and the food. So there's a lot of, and there's a jungle safari, waterfall hikes. So there's a lot of
sounds
things
amazing.
India is the birthplace for everything, I think. Everything, the yoga,
don't tell the Greeks.
Or the Italians.
Right.
So no, but it's a very unique offering.
It sounds amazing. We will link to all of your website and links and everything in the show notes as well, because you do local Australian ones as well.
I do local one. One of my one day I'm calling it more of a reset kind of event. That's on the 20th of July in Madriba. And it's a beautiful property called Hippocrates Health Center, which I've just discovered. So I was looking for a venue for a long time, ever since I've been on the Gold Coast for the last 10 months. And I stumbled upon this through a friend of mine. And it is the most amazing place. And I really invite you and your friends and whoever is listening to this podcast, if you are free on the 20th of June, please come. 20th of July. Please come and experience this.
No, it sounds amazing. We will link to all of that in the show notes. Shekher, thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
It's just been amazing just talking to you.
There'll be more. Amazing. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I hope you love the Enlighten podcast, and the biggest compliment you can give me is subscribing to this podcast, sharing it, and leaving a rating and review. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. My handle is @JenHamiltonOfficial, and the podcast handle is enlightened_podcast. You can also find the video version on YouTube on my channel. Just search Enlightened, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Have a beautiful day and enjoy living the enlightened journey of life.